Grief isn't only about sadness. It's also about connection, meaning, and significance. Without loss, we would not truly understand the meaning of presence. Anne Catherine from the Netherlands writes, Dear Tiara, I'm feeling overwhelmed by grief. The puppy of my sister-in-law got hit by a car yesterday and passed away. I am so sad, and every time I think about it, I get tears in my eyes or I cry. A few years ago, my grandfather passed away, and also in this scenario, I regularly still cry about the loss of his life. I was wondering if you have any tips on how to grieve as an HSP. I would love a different perspective. Thank you. Dear HSP, I am so sorry that your sister-in-law's puppy and your grandfather are no longer with us. Through your words, I can hear that these experiences are weighing heavy on your heart and have affected you deeply. I can imagine that the waves of sadness that come over you when you think about these two beloved family members might be overwhelming. Whenever I think about what it means to be a highly sensitive person, I always end up at this idea of being deeply in touch with the experience of human life. Your tears upon thinking about these losses are a sign that you are allowing your emotions to flow through you. They are an indication that you are being present with the raw journey of what it is to be human, spending time sitting in your experiences and sensations, opening yourself up to the wisdom that each emotion has to offer, to learn about ourselves and what is truly important to us. Living life and moving through this world means being in the flow of the equal give and take of influencing that which you encounter and having those things affect and change you too. Your tears are evidence that the connection you had with someone or an experience was meaningful. The connections we feel grief over losing are connections that have played a part in making us who we are, making us better people, and helping us enjoy and feel grounded in and connected to our human experience. It is said that grief is love with nowhere to go. And I think that that is an accurate description of what grief feels like. It's love that no longer can be poured into the same entity from which it was born from and experienced through. However, I believe that you can cherish and breathe in this feeling of love and appreciation and channel and breathe it out into something adjacently meaningful. You can reflect on what you have felt towards this loved one and allow that feeling of love to grow and transform into gratitude for the time that you still have to continue to experience life, the time you still have with other loved ones. You can pour that love into the other people, things, activities, and places that you deeply appreciate. You can honor your most precious memories of this loved one's life and what you loved most about them by embodying those qualities and values within yourself, nurturing and soaking up those energies when you encounter them again, holding how you felt in this loved one's presence in your heart, and be even more present and attuned to the relationships you still have in front of you now. And know that just because you may no longer be able to see, hear, feel, or interact with these loved ones the way you once did before, that love that connects you is still there. That energy doesn't dissolve. It just transforms, gets expressed in other ways. The connection still exists, just in a different form. We are all energy, experiencing life through the temporary vessels that anchor us to this earth. The ways in which these connections have impacted your soul, you will always carry with you. Being a highly sensitive person can mean being deeply immersed in the emotional experience of life, but this doesn't have to be a bad thing. This can be a beautiful thing. Your soul came here to experience all that human life has to offer. Being so deeply in touch with our emotions simply means we are living fully. We are fully here, fully present, experiencing all emotions and drawing meaning from our experiences. Life as an HSP can become much easier as we gain emotional intelligence, emotional regulation skills, and turn towards ourselves and our self-care during times of stress, struggle, and emotional upheaval. These times can be opportunities to strengthen our relationship with ourselves and strengthen bonds with loved ones who can empathize with us. It's an opportunity to affirm and deepen the roots of our own values, to consciously acknowledge what our emotional experiences indicate to us about what truly matters, and utilize that perspective to really prioritize and put our energy into what we care most about cherishing and experiencing in this life. Grief is a complicated emotion, a profoundly heavy emotional experience to move through. Even as someone who believes that everything happens for a reason, I've never been able to come up with a good enough reason to get anywhere close to justifying losing someone we love. I'm not sure there's any way to swing a positive around what is perhaps the most difficult human experience there is, especially when the nature or timing of that loss feels cruel or unfair. I have yet to find a sentiment that eases that pain. But we can try to find a way to make peace with loss being a part of human life. Having the ability to experience something wonderful in our lives for a finite amount of time is what makes it so special. It's what makes it so worthy of our presence, of our loving attention, affection, and appreciation. Grief is motivation to dig our heels deeper into this experience of love, rather than pull away from it. Without loss, we would not truly understand the meaning of presence. You may never not feel sad when you think about these things, but I'm not sure that should be the goal. When you find yourself well up with tears, remind yourself that this is an expression of love and is beautiful, meaningful, natural, and healthy, and exactly what you're meant to do in response to being touched by loss. I would encourage you whenever you can to take pride in the fact that as a highly sensitive person, you are experiencing what human life has to offer to the fullest. Breathe and let the emotion flow through you. Emotions are energy in motion, and they are meant to come up and be felt, and then they ease and dissipate. Our emotions guide us to what is really important in our lives, and if we listen to that wisdom, we can then make sure to keep front and center what matters most to us in this world, what we most want to be present with and appreciate while we are here. I hope these words have brought you some peace of mind and comfort during this challenging time. Acknowledge your sadness when it comes up. Acknowledge the meaning of the loss, and then allow yourself to focus on the loved one's life, the significance of their presence in your world, the memories, the lessons, the joy. Grief isn't only about sadness. It's also about connection, meaning, and significance, and an indication that you've been touched by the most profound thing any of us could ever experience: love. If you would like me to answer your question about living life as a highly sensitive person in the next Dear HSP video, click the link in the description and use the form I've created for you to submit your question.